What's up guys, Popo here, and I want to show you guys something that's really cool. I've been sampling a lot of sounds lately, and usually I just make melodies with the sounds that I have, but I've been finding different sounds, and yeah, the sampler is really cool. You can go in here and do your sample, and trying to get it to pick up something here, this way I can record. So I'm just going to stop it right here, and I found a really cool way to sample without having to chop it up in region or anything. No pad threshold, no beat per minute, or auto chop at all. So what I want to do is go to my edit samples. That's my new sample. I'm going to process it. All I did was record my voice. And I'm going to normalize it. This way we can see it. Do it. Okay. And I'm going to set this for 1 bar because I don't need it to play. We're not looking for a song, I just want to find a sound. So what I'm going to do with that, now I'm going to assign my sample to pad A1. This only works if you assign the sample to A1 and hit the step sequencer, and on pad A1 you want it to trigger that sample. So now it's going to loop everything that I just said over and over and over. And what's really cool about that, and I'll show you, is that now you can use your start and stop times in real time instead of having to hit the pad over and over to hear your sample. You can just scroll through it, and while it's playing, and you can hear your stuff. So whether you got a record on here or just the voice, it's really cool. Check this out. So like I said, all I did was I recorded on the sampler everything that I was saying. I edited my sample, I normalized it, and then I hit assign to pad A1. I hit do it, step sequencer, pad A1, trigger it so it's all the way up. Now whenever you hit play, trying to get it to pick up, it's going to loop. Trying to get it to pick up, trying to get it to pick up, trying to get it. What's really cool about that, and like if you want a kick drum to do that or whatnot, that's fine, but what we're doing is trying to find a sound out of that voice, out of that whole sample. So what I'm going to do is hit edit sample. Now I can see this, and in real time, only because it's being triggered, I can find my sound. Check this out. I'm trying to get it to pick up something here. This way I can record. Here, this way I can record. I can record. Or record. Hear this, because maybe you hear something. Way I some see, I like the way this looks. Some you just go through your sounds, and you got to enjoy the process. Okay, if you want to zoom in, look at that. We're going to use this. I'm going to process this function. Wait. Edit sample, process, function, extract. So instead of that whole sample now, instead of using all of this, we're only going to focus on that little part. And we'll go back to this and grab more out of it later, but right now we just want to mess with this. So I'm going to assign this to pad A1. Trying to get it to pick up, trying to get it to pick up, trying to get it to pick up some. Let's go to my step sequencer. And now what I'm going to do is take that sample and assign it to pad A1. Trying to get it to sample is also, but this is the sample we're working with. You have to scroll to your next sample, okay? So check this out. Step sequencer, pad A1. Let's go back here. Sorry guys. edit samples. So if I go back to my first sample, it's going to give me, trying to get it to pick up some. This is where our second sample is. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And I'm going to scroll over until I find a good sound in here. It's in here. And I just think it's a really cool way to get a good dry sound. Looking for a sine wave to make a kick drum. So I'm going to zoom in. There it is. You see it? Look. I'm going to go, oops. We're going to get right in there. I want it to be right there. That, my friend, is a kick. I'm going to process this, extract it, assign that to pad A1, do it, go to our next sample, look at it. I'm going to process this, normalize it. Beautiful, right? It might not seem like much, but whenever you now have this sample, we just made that, right? Out of this whole freaking shabam that we had here. We zoomed into a little bitty line that was all the way in there somewhere, and then right there, and then we zoomed into there, snapped it, and then we normalized this, and now we got this really nice sample. And what I'm going to do now is go to my channel mixer, since I know that's my sample, and I'm just going to add some effects to it. And yeah, we all know you can add effects to your samples and everything. Yeah, that was really loud, but it sounded good, right? Guys, my point is, and I'll do it one more time, okay? I'll do it one more time. We're going to hit new. Not even going to save anything, just because of the workflow, okay? I need you to be able to do this, and the only way to do it is by doing it this way. So we're going to go to empty project and hit the sampler. Set the threshold, whatever. Arm it. We're going to set the threshold down. We're going to record for 2 more seconds here, 4 seconds, okay? Stop. New sample, program 1, cool. Keep it. And now we're going to hit main, edit samples, scroll to our sample. So you can't see nothing. Let's normalize it. Process, function, normalize, do it. We got our sample. Let's assign it to pad 1, do it. Beautiful, right? Step sequencer. This will not work unless you put it on step sequencer. Pad A1, do it. The bars. We got it for 8 bars right now. 1 bar. You don't want 8 bars. Now it's going to loop your voice and you hit edit samples. Arm it. We're going to set the threshold down. We're arm it. We're going to set the threshold down. We're arm it. We're going to set the threshold down. We're arm it. We're going to set the threshold. And now in real time, you can mess with your stuff. Threshold down. We're going to set the threshold down. We're going to set the threshold down. We're going to record for threshold down. We're going to record for the threshold. The threshold. We're going to. We're going to. It's got to be something in there. So I'm going to process and function extract. Do it and assign pad A1 and do it. It's going to trigger both. We're going to set the threshold down. We're going to you got to make sure you change your sample and yeah, man, let's zoom in here and see if we can find another kick. Look at that one. I get so excited, man. You just let me show you this. I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit in real time. I know. Let's zoom in a little more so we can see what we're doing. Looking for a sine wave. Ooh, look at this one. endpoint. What is that noise? Listen to that. Alright, I'm going to get in here just a little bit tighter. Let me zoom out so you can see where I'm at. But you can literally spend hours just doing this and finding your, just scrolling through like that. And what I'm doing, I'm turning both of these at the same time to go through my sample. Can't believe I lost that snare. Where is it? Or that? I have to zoom out. Henry. Alright, let's go here. There's going to be a good sound right in here. I see it. Let's process this so I can get dig deeper into it. Function. Extract. Do it. Assign to pad A1. Do it. Change my sample. Now that's all we're messing with. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom out. I mean, it's a pretty good sound. It wasn't as clean as the first one that we got, but it's a nice even. Listen to that. We're keeping that. Process, extract, do it. Okay. I'm going to assign that to pad A1. I'm just getting my sounds right now, okay? I'm going to switch my sample. That's the sample. We're going to normalize this one more time so we see, we can, there it is. Cool, now we got that. Hit up the channel mixer. Add a freaking, you know, that reverb that I like. Then you can do 16 level, of course. Or what I like to do is go to, because it doesn't take your pitch and make it go shorter, it works great, the key group. Of course, you guys probably already know this, but I just go to keys, hit browse, sample assign, your new sample, pad A1, hit OK, main. It gives you more octaves. And it doesn't affect the length of your sample. So right on, guys. I really hope that helped you guys a lot. Again, there's nothing like being able to just go to your MIDI and your drums, edit samples. Let's go to our first sample. This is our whole sample that we got, remember? And we grabbed this one little sound out of this whole thing here. And we zoomed all the way in. I mean, and it's really cool to be able to just zoom in and little by little go through the sample. It does tax your MPC quite a bit. I haven't really, sometimes it works better than others, but I like to find my sounds that way. Right on, guys. I'm Popo, and I really hope that this brought some value to the channel. I think it's a really cool way to be able to get in here and just find some sounds without having to just go chop regions, 16 regions. Like, where's the love, man? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not gonna lie. There's nothing wrong with just doing that or hitting threshold or beat per minute. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it one bit. But me personally, I want to see it move, and I want to follow it along, and I want to be able to grab my samples in real time. So again, practice, practice, practice. All we did was hit sampler. We recorded our sample, bounce it to it was a sample. If you do an audio track, you got to bounce it to a sample, and then you assign your sample after you edit it to pad A1, step sequencer A1, make that thing loop, man. Set it for 1 bar, this way you don't get a whole song, you're looking for sounds. And if you have to, set the BPM up a little bit, this way it goes through it faster, and then just scroll through it. I love it. I'll talk to you guys later.